fuck, where's my knife? I know, I used my son's history homework. This is ridiculous!
G'day, mates! My name is Easter Chew, and yes, I am using Dollmaker sprites. Because I think it's cute, I want to appear as the artist for a change, and I'm too lazy to draw my own sprites. Sue me. Link to the original Dollmaker down below then. Alright, today I'm going to be talking about an old controversy that's been brought back up recently. We're talking about GothNebula. Unlike some people that Goth calls bullies, I'm gonna try and be really calm and at least teach Goth a few things. I don't wish death, nor do I support harassment, but I am gonna try and sound nice. And if I somehow sound really angry mid-video, my apologies. If you want the broad version of this rant, go check out Dumbsville's video. He goes through more detail on the situation than what I can. Alright, let's get into this.
Because I'm hot as fuck!
For this part, before I can criticize the person of GothNebula, I think it's more fair to criticize the character of Nebula. First, the design. I do love the design of Goth's character. The colors complement each other very well, and I love when the blend of dark and light colors were used. However, there is only one problem with it. When I first saw this OC, this character looks more like a chipmunk than a hedgehog, than what it says on his bio, but I'm gonna be reading the bio later on.
Ah boy, here we go.
And this is kind of ironic because Goth doesn't like Sally Acorn. And what's even more weird, I love Sally Acorn. At least she's not demonizing her anymore. If you want a hedgehog look, I drew your character with hedgehog quills because the characters that I remember from games, comics, and even TV shows, the hedgehogs seem to have short, thick quills. Silver doesn't count because he's from the future and he has godly-like powers. If you want to change your species, that's fine as well. You can either change the species to a chipmunk that I just briefly mentioned, or into an echidna, because echidnas have very long and thin quills, so it might match your character aesthetic of wanting to become hedgehog. If you want to change the species just to fit the look, that's completely up to you, Goth. But if you want to stay as a hedgehog, the hedgehog quills that I drew could fit your character's aesthetics. Now we got the character design down, let's check out her biography. You can find it on her page, so it's not hard to spot. New recording, new aspects. Unscripted. Let's go. Name: Nebula Raven Emerald. Nicknames: Nebs, Miss Emerald. I'm sorry, I didn't know being called Miss or Mrs. or Mr. count as a nickname. I think it's a bit more like a title than a nickname, so you don't have to put it there. Shooting star, wishing star, creepy. Was that supposed to be there? I think that's a bit more like what bullies call you. Don't put that there if that's so-called nickname. Unless you're proud of that nickname. Okay, go ahead. Age: 18. Gender: female. Species: hedgehog. Alignment: good. Is this D&D or is it something else? I'm not sure. Style: tomboy and goth. Fur hair color: blue velvet. No, blue violet. Sorry. Skin color: peach. Eye color: sky blue. Fighting style: Jinkunedo. Alright, with that martial art, that's a made-up martial art made by Bruce Lee. I don't think having a made-up martial art as your so-called fighting style is a good thing. Sorry. And Tang Shudo. Believe it or not, that's a real martial art. Okay, I'll let you have that one. Outfit: black Converse shoes, dark blue jeans, black t-shirt, white gloves, and black inklay gold ring bracelets. Powers: flight, Energy Blast, Super Strength, Healing. Wait a minute! Super Strength and Healing. Those don't sound really okay to me. You can have either one or the other. You cannot have both. And don't take inspiration from Tony Chopper. Weaknesses. Getting kicked or punched in the stomach too hard. I guess everybody else have that weakness. Am I right? So you don't have to put it there, love. You don't have to put it there. Using too much of her energy blast can get her tired. Okay, I'll let you have that one. Gets easily distracted when she can't resist the smell of chicken fingers. Gets easily distracted by the smell of chicken fingers. It's short and it's good. Okay? You don't have to extend that into a long paragraph. Kinematrophobia. That's the fear of zombie, kids. And arachnophobia. That's the fear of spiders, kids. Flaws. Unable to fly in outer space. That's a good one. She's not as fast like Sonic or Shadow. Alright, that's another good one. Able to lift heavy objects with her super strength, but overdoing it too much can make her pass out in exhaustion. Then it's not super strength. She is just strong. That's all she is. She's strong. She doesn't have super strength, but I guess it's a limitation, so just instead of putting in super strength, just say she's strong. Okay? Unable to concentrate with her energy blast when she gets scared. Alright? Not fast enough to recover from flight. Alright? She's smart, but not smart like Tails or Eggman. You don't have to put it there, love. Making your character too smart while being super strong makes you sound like Winston from Overwatch. Her healing powers can heal any injuries except muscle injuries. Then she's useless. Sorry, I just have to point that out. Feeling angry triggers her eyes to glow purple. I don't think that's a flaw. I think that's something she can do. You can put her in abilities or just powers. That's all you can do. Personality traits. Kind, shy, insightful, confident, brave. Okay, how can you be shy, but yet confident and brave? Pick one or the other. You cannot be confident and brave and yet shy. Unless she's shy on a certain person, then that could work. Or she was shy in the past and learned to overcome it. But this is not a backstory. This is a bio. We're talking about the character now. Abilities, skills. Hand-to-hand combat. Martial arts. Sorry, aren't those two kind of the same thing? Just thinking. Artistic. Understanding emotions and feelings. Reasoning. Okay, the reasoning part just confuses me. You don't have to put it there. Quick reflexes. Body language from animals. Okay, that last part don't make much sense. If you can understand the body language of animals, I suggest you get rid of emotions and feelings, cause not many people can understand emotions and feelings unless they're psychiatrists. So, you can keep quick reflexes, martial arts, and artistic. That part can work. And you can also keep understand and just put in body language from animals. You don't have to put emotions and feelings, because not many people do. Likes. Helping a friend in need. Saving innocent lives. Drawing. Being alone. Is she an introvert? I don't know. Meditate with Silver. Spending time with Shadow. I hate to say this, but ew. And I thought she likes being alone. But yet she meditates with Silver and spending time with Shadow. That part I don't understand. Flying around in the city. Cute animals. Black clothing. Teamwork. Isn't that the same thing as helping a friend in need? You can just either keep one or the other. And for Goth, she has less Goth traits than anything. Dislikes. Anyone who hurts a person's feelings. I'm sorry. Why put hurt anyone who hurts a person's feelings? Isn't that a bully? And sluts at the end. You don't have to put it there, love. You really don't have to. Girly girl things. Makeup. Perverts. Guys flirting or harassing. I'm sorry. Aren't perverts and guys flirting or harassing kind of the same thing? You can just put perverts and people will know what you're talking about. Because from what I can remember, perverts are just guys who flirt and all this stuff. You don't have to put it there. Sonic and Shadow fighting. Hates being called creepy. Like I said before with nicknames. It's not a nickname that your character could have because it's just a derogatory thing. Animal abuse. Anyone who judges a person by his or her appearance. Okay. Bugs and spiders. Zombie movies. Don't worry, we'll get to bugs and spider bits in a moment. Crush. Shadow. Again. Puke. Friends. Sonic and his friends. Okay, isn't that an unnecessary thing to have? Just saying. Enemies. Sonic. Once. Scourge. Eggman. And bad guys. Oh yeah, that old Mary Sue trope. Always been hated by anyone but the bad guy. Everyone loves her but the people that disagrees with her. That's the Mary Sue there. And basically, if you disagree with her, you're the bad guy. First appearance. Roses Need Love. Story. Chicken fingers. Beers. Spiders. Bugs. And zombies. For the spiders and bugs, isn't that, I don't know, entomophobia? And spiders do fit in that category. I don't know why you say you have arachnophobia when you also have a fear with other insects. So I recommend if you want to change anything, change arachnophobia with entomophobia. It's okay. Won't judge. And I'm not going to read the two last points because having a theme for your character sounds kind of weird to me. I don't even have a theme for my characters, so I'm gonna leave this recording here. To quickly sum up Nebula, she seemed to be liked by everyone but the bad guys in the Sonic universe. Sonic doesn't count because she only sees him as a bad guy once. She has healing powers and super strength at the same time. It sounds dumb to me. So take one or the other and don't take inspiration from Chopper from One Piece. And the healing part makes her sound like a nurse than a healer. Looks like she is more useless than Sakura from Naruto. She is shy but brave. This won't work. How can you be shy but brave? Unless she learns to overcome her shyness over time like Fluttershy, that could work. But this is a bio. These two things shouldn't be there. Unless she is shy on one character in particular, please mention that. I would like to know. As a goth, I see less goth traits and more tomboy traits than anything. Being goth isn't just looking the part, it's a lifestyle. They are obsessed with dark things like death and the supernatural. If you want to be more goth, I recommend you can check out a channel called Layer of Voltaire. He does gothic homemaking, music, and vlogs. This could help you understand what being goth is like. The subjections I've said are more about what you should put in your bio, not what Goth did. Even if your character isn't the most powerful being in the world, your personality, behavior, and fact that character is liked by everyone but the bad guy is not good character writing. That's Mary Sue writing. Take my character Easterchew at this point. She is a crossover OC, but there are some things in her bio that make her less Mary Sue. She has the same strengths, abilities, weaknesses, and features as Pigchew. Other than that, her personality is funny, childish, nice, stubborn, artistic, and sometimes protective of certain people, including her friends. She is sometimes protective of her own feelings, including others. That's a character. That shows she has more flaws that can make her feel like someone we know or you can relate to. And I don't put out that her enemies are the bad guys, making Easterchew not a Mary Sue. If you want to keep the so-called Mary Sue-like trait, you can, as long as there's a personality that fits. For example, Saitama from One Punch Man. He can destroy enemies with one punch, but he trained so hard to achieve that, and later got bored over time. He lost all of his hair achieving that said goal, and can get angry if you call him bold. We even see him get stressed at times over certain aspects of his life. That's good character writing. Another example is Superman. He has super strength. He can fly. His eyes can shoot out lasers and have X-ray vision. But his weakness is that he has a moral compass. He can't go near kryptonite as it drains his powers. Magic can give him some problems as well. His identity can be detected by anyone. He needs the Earth's suns to recharge, and he can't see through lead. These weaknesses for overpowered characters, including their personalities, can make them feel more rounded, three-dimensional, and fun. We can even feel their struggles and determination to continue fighting, knowing they could or will win. Then we have the journal entry that Nebula put out, saying how she is not a Mary Sue. To wrap this up, Nebula has a character idea, but it seems to make her one-dimensional, overpowered, and boring. Maybe if she pays attention to criticism, she will get better over time. Let's go on to her art next.
Paint me like one of your French boys! Paint me!
From the art I've seen, she is very talented in traditional drawing. I like the use of paint and pencils. I remember using pencils and pens to draw my art, but sadly, that's the only thing I think she's good at. Her digital art is either 2D or just trace. I would recommend you step more away from tracing. I do trace, but it's more to get the proportions down and get used to the anatomy. The way Goth did is repetitive and some of them uncreative. But the digital part, the way she shades doesn't look good. Look at the shading at the Sonic redraw picture. The laser points look like sticks, the glowing parts on his quills are just scribbled on, and the shadows look so wrong. Look at the original picture and see how the background and the shadow parts combined with the lighting, giving it a tense and subtle look. What Goth could change is to make her laser lines transparent, make more of Sonic darker, and give more blend in her colors. Look at my Sailor Moon redraw. I may put Easterchew instead of Sailor Moon, but you can see in the background blended over so slightly, and the shadows of the character match the direction of the light source. Goth does have the idea on how it works, but at the same time can't digitally draw. I do believe she has talent and I want her to improve. But this next part is more concerning.
You know what that sound means in Russia, Vern? Empty.
GothNebula is known to not take criticism. In the past, from what I can recall, anyone who gives her advice was bullies or harassers, and she sent her fans to harass them.
That time again. That time when Papa Dumbsville makes a brand new video that gets completely dislike bombed by a bunch of white knights. You know, every morning I wake up, I always just say to myself, man, I sure do hope a bunch of white knights dislike my video. Isn't that just fun? Hi, I'm CIA. Now, before I become nice guy Dumbsville, let me just brag about this one sec. Please, GothNebula, just give me 1 second. Just one little moment to just brag about one thing. I told you so! In my first video, I said this. Instead of GothNebula, say, trying to improve herself, instead, she takes all her criticism and puts them out on the internet and just goes, these guys are criticizing me. Can you guys please cyberbully them? And this time was barely any different. If anything, it proves me right, actually. GothNebula posted her magnum opus journal, My Good Mood Just Got Ruined, which is literally like a paragraph long. It's really short. And then she posted a link to my video, which would have totally helped your fans to not start an argument with me, right? But uh-oh, actually, it did. Now, of course, those numbers are outdated, but still. GothNebula, I really hate how angry I seem to be right now. I really do. And I'm really sorry for any damage that I potentially caused. But was it really a wise decision to post a journal to your fans about me? Was it smart to post a link to my video so your fans could go to it and comment on it? What made you think that posting a link to my video in your public journal would result in a drama-free conclusion? Not only that, but you didn't respond to any of my points given, you didn't try to improve, you didn't acknowledge that you tried to improve. There was nothing. It was like Seinfeld.
Now, let's read what she had to say in 2020. I am gonna be apologizing for the Valley Girl voice in this one because I don't know what voice to give GothNebula.
Here's why it's not okay to criticize people who can't improve or try hard. 1. We don't know anyone who has mental issues. 2. We don't know if that person is struggling from abuse or suicidal thoughts. 3. There are serious consequences of what can happen if criticizing a person too much can lead to them to insanity. If that person can't improve, don't pressure them or spread gossip because you don't know if that person will become insane or very suicidal. Honey, how can criticizing you, in fact constructively, shows that we don't care about your feelings? We just want you to improve, not to cause self-harm. And second, you spread gossip yourself. Also, it's not okay to laugh at someone who has serious condition. How can you feel if you were in their condition and you got laughed at? It doesn't feel good, doesn't it? Bullying is not fun at all because it makes them a monster, and monsters are lonely and nobody wants to be around them.
Well, in that logic, nobody wants to be around you because you spread gossip about people. But I can understand why you do that, because these people are actually mean. I've read some of them. But the factor is, you think all criticism is bad and you still spread them.
Ever heard the old saying of getting the taste of your own medicine? This means the reverse. Also, there's a true story about a young person who is also autistic like me and was emotionally hurt and hated by a person who seriously hates autism because she thinks autisms are evil.
That's cyberbullying. That's not criticism. Constructive criticism helps you. It doesn't hurt you.
There's a reason why. In my younger years at school, I was lonely, shy, and mostly bullied because I had a disability. I choose to remain solitude in real life so I don't get emotionally hurt again.
Love, I've been in your shoes. I'm disabled. I've been bullied because I'm disabled. The difference between you and me, I was physically hurt because I'm an easy target. I actually walk home with bruises on my chest because of bullying. And I didn't say it to anyone because every time I tried to talk to somebody about this, they just say it's outside of school grounds, so there's nothing much we can do about it. So don't say them bullying you because of your disability doesn't give you the right to not take criticism, at least constructive criticism.
And by the time I was ready to join DeviantArt and other sites, some gave me ideas and advice, but I never realized that some don't try to write stories on their own. So I learned to write my own stories instead of taking someone's ideas.
You can still criticize somebody even though you don't have the ability to write. It's okay for some people to criticize your work. Doesn't mean they don't know what they're talking about. Heck, I have some people who ask me to use Audacity, even though I'm still am, and they never made a video in their life. So what's the harm in actually taking criticism from people who don't write stories?
Criticism is another reason why I don't listen, because there's a difference between constructive criticism and splat out criticism.
Aren't they technically the same thing?
I can't tell who is honest or who is being selfish.
Selfish in helping you improve your art, helping you to improve your character's appearance, helping you to improve your bio. Yeah, that's just low. You cannot think people who just criticizing you to help you improve are being selfish. They are basically being selfless.
So I choose not to believe in both because I'm tired of being tricked and almost conned.
I can't believe this. 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 I can't.
If anyone think I don't listen, they go too far by trying to say things like grammar and needs improvements or my stories suck.
Your stories do suck to a degree. Just saying.
One thing they can't do is change me. People can't change for who they are.
Nobody asking you to change. They are asking you how to improve.
Rant is something I never experienced or heard until one person in 2017, before my birthday, made a harsh rant about me which nearly destroyed my sanity and gave me a near heart attack. But apparently it was a rapid palpitation attack. Hey, that's Dumbsville!
Dumbsville was trying to help you. Of course, what he does come across as mean, but he's right. I'm defending him. He's right. Maybe if you can just ignore the fact that he was being harsh. The reason why he did that, because you keep ignoring criticism.
So what I learned is rants is something that should have real evidence, facts, and opinions. But this person had no real fact or how I felt.
Dumbsville did prove something that he did present. He did present that you don't take criticism. I even proved from previous you don't even take criticism. I even proved that you are bad at showing grammar. Tell me something. Am I not in the right of showing what the true colors of you are? What you're coming off is more hypocritical than anything.
Rest can be very hurtful to a person who has a life struggle.
Quit putting your life struggles on blast then. You know what you can do to avoid all of this? You can choose to ignore criticism. Nobody's gonna hurt you for doing that. You can ignore half the criticisms you get, and yet you can take them to heart. Do not send your fans after them like you did with Dumbsville.
For instance, too much harsh pressure on a person can lead to a devastating future to turn bad or insane. I almost lost my sanity because I got ranted on by one person. Was there for me at the time and understand my life, and he too was autism like me.
It's autism. It's autistic, not autism. And that's just one person who ranted about you. I actually did a YouTube search. I don't see much other people ranting about you.
But eventually it did make me listen to the criticism a little bit more, not rants.
Then why did you make a journal entry saying you don't take criticism?
One person from Wattpad, that is, I don't know, is misguided or something. She believes that villains have a heart, but not every single one of them. She wants me to make villains in my stories reform, but there's one problem. Stories and fan stories need an antagonist to order for the protagonist to win and end up by defeating the antagonist. Without the antagonist character, the protagonist won't have a heroic ending. Yeah, but I should show you this.
We should throw away Elastic Man because he apparently was a bad guy in his previous life, and he's been accepted by Batman. We shouldn't have him on a good side team because of his so-called evil actions.
Villains can never be reformed and have a heart, like Scourge the Hedgehog, for example.
And you don't give out your sources, nor did you explain your example. It's okay, you cannot reform your character, but there's a line on how you make a villain. Your antagonist needs to be interesting. It's fine if you want to keep them as the antagonist, but you cannot say antagonists don't have a heart. Bad guys do have a heart to a degree, but you gotta make them seem interesting.
In real life, there are murderers and terrorists who has no heart or remorse to feel anything when they kill innocent people. Like the Florida school incident, for example. 17 young victims were killed. Or the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting in 2012 that killed 26 adults and 20 children.
Yeah, but that's America. Their gun laws aren't very strict. And what's also pretty interesting, I like it how you in fact put the elementary school shooting, even though the victim has something else happening to them. Like, you cannot assume all school shooters or terrorists are killing people because they have no heart. You know why terrorists like ISIS kill? Because it's their belief. It's not because they don't have a heart, it's their beliefs. You cannot blame one's beliefs to think they're heartless. I know some people who are Christians and they don't like gays. Doesn't mean they don't have a heart. Some of them don't, but you cannot label every murderer or terrorist as a heartless person. A heartless person is a heartless person.
Terrorists don't feel anything when they kill innocent people. That makes them villains with no heart. That's why I don't listen to advice by some people, and ideas lead to terrible ones. Yeah. Is that, yeah, I could agree. Because of fantastic.
But it doesn't mean terrible ideas are a bad thing. It just means that you need to, in fact, think ahead what you're going to do. Would the story be good when you add that in? Will the story not be good? And by the way, from the story, from what I've heard, your character, Nebula, has one fight scene. And the rest of the story is just banter. That's it. You can't hold your reader by the hand. That's a terrible idea. Have anyone learned anything from Onision's books? I have. Honey, sweetie, my little Bubba, please don't think all criticism is bad. Criticism helps a lot when working on projects. I should know. My art wouldn't improve without some constructive criticism, because I learned it can help. It's the deconstructive criticism you have to be careful of. Like I said about your character's hair and the bio you have, that's constructive criticism. I pointed out the good points and then the bad points and told you how you can improve. If I said your art sucks because you're autistic, that's deconstructive criticism. It's not that hard to tell, really. One is helping you improve while the other is an attack. By the time I'm writing this script, Goth had now made a journal entry apologizing about her behavior. I'm in a new location and I'm using my laptop microphone for this one. Yay, bonus points. Let's get to it.
Everyone, I know yesterday was very selfish of me to bring up suicide was very wrong. I was angry and scared that I wasn't thinking straight, and that is very stupid of me to do that. And criticism, I can't handle it, but I'll try hard to be open-minded. But at the same time, I feel afraid of messing up and try way too hard. But I know some are really trying to help. I do want help, but I gotta be open-minded first. Maybe in a couple of months I'll acknowledge like I did in 2017. But please do not be so hard on me. And these things I said about terrorists and other things was very stupid coming from my mouth. I didn't know why I said that out loud or fear, but that's no excuse to escape from what I did wrong. I was irresponsible, naive, and selfish for not taking criticism hard, but hopefully and eventually that once I feel open-minded, maybe I will listen. But now I just need some time to think about it. If there's also something I was irresponsible for, please tell me so that I can take my responsibilities and fix my mistakes. Okay, sure. I'll take your word for that. Glad you're able to work past that, and I hope you do improve in the near future. And if anyone shared this video to GothNebula, much appreciated and thank you. But I doubt she wants to watch this because she gonna let her friends watch this video like she did to Dumbsville.
2 kids gone die tonight!
Overall, GothNebula, did she change? A little bit. She still has a long way to go and can do better. I hope she does achieve that silver medal instead of holding on the participation award, and wishes she gets the gold. I haven't talked about her writing and stories because I don't want to read any of her fan fictions due to me being more in art and literature. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Stay 150, my friends.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!